Here we are at Good Games Hobart yet again, and today it's water tanker. My British, a lot of these guys here are they're just going to be moving on the table. Sorry, Allieds, I should say. I've got 7 armour. They are going to be deploying eventually on the road here. And the bridge has been blown by the Germans. This is basically Holland, late war. The Allies have now built a pontoon over the bridge, and they are going to try to continue up the highway. Meanwhile, the Germans are going to be deploying on the table. John has only 4 pieces. This is a bit of a counterattack. If John rolls a 1 on a d6, they'll be deploying here. A 2 there, 3 there, 4 will be John's choice, and a 5 or 6 means they won't be deploying that round or that roll. Good looking table, I think. My battle mat, my river and hedges and roads, John's buildings for the most part, John's pontoon and bridge, and some of the roads here are mine off my 3D printer. So we'll give you a further update as we go. I've got to say that rather than doing dice rolls at the beginning of our turn, we actually use sharp practice dice with the bag. Works really well. The non-fighting vehicles are coming on with the white chip. First round, one of my armour came on, as was typical in Holland. A bit of a bottleneck at the bridge as they're struggling to get across, and John rolled 2 6s, so he couldn't deploy the 2 of his vehicles. Then another 2 came on over there, his Tiger and Jagdpanther. Now he's just taken his first turn of the second round, and finally got his Panzer on. So we're into our second turn here. As you can see, a lot of my tanks basically were piled up between this Sherman. They had to basically forfeit their moves because there was nowhere to move to. It's a bottleneck, which was typical of the movement in Holland. This Sherman's finally managed to move, so we're going to be able to get a little bit of movement. Unfortunately, covering the bridge is John's Jagdpanther. Luckily, my Comet, which was in the line of that Jagdpanther, has managed to do a ridiculous roll and managed to move with 8 dice, and he's hopefully going to get round the rear of hopefully some of John's tanks. Beginning of round 3, and things aren't looking too good. My lead Sherman that was moving across the bridge took a hit from this Tiger in the side and was knocked out. So we've decided that this tank here will be able to use 1 drive dice, so 2 d6, to slowly push him off. Everything else is banked up behind, except for my lone Comet over here, who's the only one that's managed to get across the river so far. But I'm hoping I can get enough fire onto this Tiger to knock out. There's still another Tiger out there somewhere. We're banked up. We've had some success here. John's Tiger has finally been knocked out. It was the Tiger that took out this Sherman. Every other piece of armour behind it has been trying to knock that Tiger out. Finally, this Sherman on the right-hand side here got 5 hits on it. John only managed to save 3, which is quite hard because that was on his frontal armour, so it was a pretty lucky shot, even though I guess he was a bit hull up. So now I've knocked out that Tiger. Hopefully these guys here can get this crippled tank off the bridge, and we can get my convoy moving across the bridge. Long John Silver here got across. Unfortunately, he's been hit in the side by John's Tiger hiding in the woods. He's down to 3 command dice and probably going to get knocked out soon, I'd imagine. Unless he might be able to get it behind this one here and do some damage. We'll find out soon. And Long John Silver has bitten the bullet. John's Jagdpanther had some good rolls, managed to turn, acquire, aim and fire all in one shot. 5 5 hits on my side armour and I couldn't save them. So he's gone, but he's done all right. He's tied up John's guys a little bit, allowing me to, as you can see here, my Firefly has managed to push the other Sherman off the bridge 6
Number
inches.
one.
So as long as there's no more tie-ups there, I can start moving across the bridge and put a little bit of pressure on John. John's Jagdpanther managed to get a really big movement through the hedge. Lined up my units that were finally getting across the bridge, and put a lot of fire onto my Sherman Firefly and destroyed it. So I've just managed to clear one end of the bridge, and now the other end of the bridge has now been blocked, leaving me 2 pieces of armour on that side. At least they may be able to put some fire onto the Germans here.
Now, how far can I move that? Is it 60?
So John's just doing some measuring here for his turret. My Firefly has managed to push my disabled Sherman towards the target, so giving him a bit of cover. However, the bridge is looking well and truly blocked now. I lost my Achilles on the bridge, so I've got 2 disabled tanks on the bridge. I don't think these 2 here are going to even try to cross, but luckily this Sherman here has got a good line of sight into the rear of John's Jagdpanther, so hopefully I can get a good number of hits on him and knock it out. But I'm not going to be able to get my convoy across a bridge anytime soon, so at best it'll be a draw, at worst it'll probably be a defeat for the Allies. And a bit of a development here at the table. The Firefly that was pushing along the crippled tank as cover got 2 full rounds of shooting in on John's Tiger and destroyed it. So still in the balance, I guess. Can't get my convoy across. Still have 2 tanks on this side. John's still got his Jagdpanther creeping around, and his Jagdpanzer there. We can't get a clear shot because of my sneakiness in pushing a disabled tank into his way. Last round will probably be, or next round will be last round. So folks, time's getting on here at Good Games Hobart, so we're calling the game. I would suggest that John's had a pretty good win here. Knocked me out at the bridge. He's just killed my other Comet Judy, so I've only had 1 Sherman remaining. He's still got his Jagdpanther and his Jagdpanzer, and I've got my other Firefly here. So 2 tanks each, but I started with more, and my objective of getting over the bridge wasn't achieved. But John, we're just talking about that. We suggested that maybe the just having 1 bridge was quite a hard task to get everyone over. And we're thinking maybe next time we have a full bridge, and we have another bridge that actually isn't built, and we have to roll every turn to see if the bridge is built. Maybe a 6 on the first turn, 5, 6 on the second turn, and likewise. And then that would open up the battlefield a bit easier, because it was quite a hard task to get over once 1 tank is destroyed. John, what's your summary of the game? I think a win for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting tussle. I think, as you said, maybe next time we need to be a little bit more balanced on the crossings. But yeah.
Fun game.
Eh?
Fun game.
Bit of fun. I mean, the Jagdpanther is an incredibly powerful weapon, but your shooting was crap, Darren.
My shooting was crap. Actually, all of my dice rolling was crap all game, John.
Yeah.
Well done, sir. Good
Thank
game. See you next week for something else.
Okay.